Adam,
Yeah, I agree.
Vlad, Akademiks, and Sean Cotton are coming together because all these award shows suck ass and
DJ Akademiks off the record, Adam and No Jumper, DJ Vlad and Vlad TV, and Sean Cotton with Say Cheese. All four of those entities are coming together. That's a powerhouse, by the way. Bro.
That'll be dope.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Bro. I look, I don't get excited, bro. All these award shows that the Grammys, the VM, all that stuff is trash because we know that it's a handful of people at the top. It's a handful of people at the top that control the narrative. I think with these entities coming together, we're going to get a real quality selection of artists that's winning these awards, man. And I'm happy to see it. Yeah, I love it, man. What do you think about this? Actually, wait, before you comment, let me play this little snippet right here.
Hey, we also got to work on the end of the year awards because we are going to take over. We don't have a name yet. We don't have an LLC yet, but Adam, Vlad, Akademiks, and Sean Cotton are coming together because all these award shows suck ass and dog dick. We cannot let these motherfuckers tell the story of who's doing the best shit in this community at this point in time. We need a panel of real motherfuckers who know what's going on to actually announce who's the best.
The hip hop platform, like nominees, like I couldn't even give that energy. I couldn't even waste breath on it. Like, yo, BT is so trash. And you know what? Like, I feel like every time I go off on them, it almost gives them type of energy. But man, yeah, I agree with you. Let's do our own shit and let's keep that shit going.
That's why I thought the funniest shit was as soon as T-Rail leaves No Jumper, he clicks up with BET. I'm like, oh, all right, here we go. Ops clicking up. Here we go.
Wow. He's still making jabs at T-Rail.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Which is
that was an unnecessary jab.
For sure. You know that like I made in my last video, bro. I think Adam, as much as he want to admit it, he's still bitter over everybody leaving the No Jumper like that, man. He still feels some type of way. But I mean, obviously, No Jumper gonna survive. They gonna survive. Did they sink a little bit? Sure, but look how big they is. Almost 5 million subscribers. They'll be all right. But what do you think, man? I think that's a great idea, bro. Those four entities coming together to do a award show. I think now. How many times have we seen in the past? I mean, I don't pay too much attention to these award shows or whatever, but how many times have we seen in the past where certain artists or certain entities should win an award? We all know that based off of numbers, based off of what they did that year, based off of sheer just put it in work, and then we see them on some political shit, give it to like an upcoming artist or something like that, or you know what I'm saying? So what's your thoughts, man? What you think about this whole these entities coming together?
I definitely think that's dope. Of course I follow all these platforms just for the sake of learning and seeing what I can learn from them, but I'm not going to act like I support, if that makes any sense, a lot of those individuals. Like I would say out of all those people who are involved in that, I support Sean Cotton the most.
Yeah, agreed. Same.
Because I feel like Sean Cotton has always kept himself in his own lane. Like I was thinking about that not too long ago. I was like, you notice everybody's doing all these different shenanigans and these different things like to keep their page going.
Yeah. Say Cheese, except for
Say Cheese. You know what I mean? He stayed consistent with the same kind of content,
right,
over and over and over again. Like, you know what I mean? And I think he has a niche where he's stayed consistent with interviewing and bringing out new artists, and he's the reason why we hear about a lot of these newer artists before they come out, before they make it big, because of Say Cheese. For a long time, I think that was Vlad and No Jumper's platform, but I think because of all the drama and stuff that No Jumper got involved in, I think that kind of made them to where they had to switch gears, which I think this is why, like when you said earlier, when you were saying about how, of course, they got 5 million subscribers. I don't think they're going to, of course they're going to be around, but I think it's these types of moves that they have to make sure that they stay established, because like you said, their platform is big, but as far as the culture is concerned, the people who really really support the culture,
Right.
nobody's really watching. I'm not gonna say nobody, but a lot of people have stopped watching No Jumper. That was the original typical audience that used to watch it. So now it's just, but because it has so many subscribers, now you have a whole nother group of people who probably don't know anything about the streets, anything about music, anything about, they're just there for the drama aspect of it.
Right.
And that's always going to keep going. Vlad, he's always he stayed consistent, but I've noticed like Vlad will milk certain interviews, or he'll for longer period, like so, and he'll interview certain people that's like, why are you even, who even cares, you know what I mean? So but he stayed consistent. And Akademiks, he, like I said, he's been doing the same thing for a while. So I think like I said, and that's another person too in that panel that I would support, is Akademiks and Sean Cotton. I think that would definitely be good for sure for their platforms.
100%.
And I think it'll be dope. I mean, when you look back on, like, I don't know, I would have to do a little bit more research on, because I know Benzino had a lot to do with putting out the Source magazine, which I use that in comparison to this, as far as like somebody who's involved in the culture, bringing out something, putting out something, or a platform where people can be acknowledged for, for what it is, that they bring forth to the culture.
The achievements,
so
for sure.
If he did have anything to do with if the Source Awards was connected to the Source magazine, which I believe it was, I think that's equivalent to this. Like, this will be equivalent to how the Source, of course, we know certain situations that happen at the Source Awards is the reason why they don't have the Source Awards anymore. But I think that this will be equivalent to that. Like, if they organize it right, and they have enough money to do it, if they organize it right, like he said, to get the right LLCs and the right names and everything set up, and the whole business aspect of it put together, I think that would be real dope. I think there'll be a lot of people being now. The whole thing is, are they going to be, because this is the difference. Like, I know, like, you have Grammys, Emmys. I mean, Grammys, all these different types of things.
Sure.
I know certain people are, whether, some people are compensated, whether it be financially or whatever the case may be, along with these awards. And they also come with certain accolades. So will it be as important? The only way this thing is going to be as important, this award is going to be as important to somebody who's receiving it as it would be getting a Grammy or something like that, is if everybody who's in the industry supports this. They have to back
that's
this.
A good point.
Otherwise, it's not going to be like
time.
Nobody's going to even care. Like, they're going to be like, oh, you got to whatever they're going to call the platform. They're going to be like, oh, you got a so-and-so award, like whatever, like that. What does that mean? Like, it's like, it's almost like you have the Golden Globe and you have the Grammy, where it's like these things are actually worth something. They
credit it. It's credited, bro. Like,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So but hopefully if they do it, I'll back it, I'll watch it, I'll support it. And hopefully they they do it. I don't really, like you said, I don't care much for award shows, but that'll be something I would probably look into.
Yeah, I agree. I think them coming together, just honestly, just them four working together alone is kind of intriguing. You know what I mean? It piques my interest. I'm interested in what they can bring to the table. And as far as, because that's a good point. Like you said, it's like, is this going to be one of those things where, like you said, if they are giving these awards out, where people are just going to be like, oh, that's not from that, you got that from those guys? Like, who are they? They ain't nobody. That award don't mean nothing. But I think them four working together, if they do it right, I think just those names alone coming together is going to mean something. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, I'm sure that those four companies is not just going to be the end all be all. And that's what I think is going to separate them from the other guys. I think the other guys, it's a few people at the top that make the decision on who wins these awards. I'm hoping the way they do it is actually let the fans decide who wins these awards, because that's if they gonna decide who wins, they just like the other guys.
Exactly. Make it legit.
So they
need to make it more accessible.
Exactly. So my hope is that the fans get the, because that's the whole problem, right? Like I said, we've seen this happen time and time again, where we know somebody who should win because they was dropping hits, they had number one charting records, and then because the puppet masters at the top, we gonna get political and this guy wins, and everybody's like, oh, so hopefully they don't make that same mistake, because then y'all doing the same thing that the other guys are guilty of. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a great idea. I love it that they coming together. I'm in. And let's see what these 4 could do together.